Hey there, this is Catherine Cartwright. Welcome. I am sharing some new markers from Diamond Press. These are going to be available at HSN. Craft Day is coming up, and these are going to be available for purchase. So I'm going to pull them out and give you just a little look at them, and then I'm going to show you some samples that I created. I had a lot of fun with these this month. So these are acrylic paint markers, and there is a warm collection and a cool collection, and I'm just trying to get these unwrapped for you and out of the package. They come in a really nice storage case, and then I'm going to just swatch them on this paper pad. So I should have done like a little formal, maybe cut a piece of paper or something, but then I was like, oh, I just wanted to start coloring with them. So I didn't make a swatch pad for this like I normally do. And so, but they're really, really fun. So there are two tips on there. There's a wide tip and then a fine tip. Okay. And so I've just got I'm not going to waste a brand new piece of paper. So I'm going to pull out a used one for you. So again, I had to get opening these. So there's a fine tip, like I said, and then a wider tip. All right, and so I'm just going to swatch them. There's not a lot of details to it except you can just kind of see the colors. But they have a nice, the fine one is a nice firm, what I would call a firm nib, and then the brush one, the wide one is more like a brush. So it doesn't have brush fibers, but it's just a little more giving, so you can color bigger areas quicker, I think, having used them. And then I'm just going to keep swatching these for you. So these are some beautiful color palettes, and I don't think they have a color name on them, but you can see there's some blues and some purples and greens in this, and that's a nice deep dark. It's a black. It's kind of hard to see on camera, some of the colors, and I should have done my camera a little closer. But a nice variety, and that one some of them have a little more of a shine to them, and some of them are not shiny, I thought. And so like that one you can see a little bit, but some of it is just when it's wet and it dries. Okay. And then here's this beautiful green. I really loved this. So you can do a lot of fun things with these markers. I use them. There's a big stamp set coming out called I think it's the Large Sentiments stamp, that has a bunch of the sentiments, but then also it has some icons like some balloons and a rose and then some other things like that. And I'm just kind of playing with this on here. But they dry quickly and really well. And so those are the warm ones. So you get a nice selection and variety on that. And then here are those are the cool ones. If I said warm, those are the cool ones, and these are the warm ones. Okay. All right. So, and there are 12 of them. I should have mentioned that as well. It says that on the package, and I'm just kind of lining them up a little bit. And I did have some favorite colors. I love this first color. It ended up being one that I really enjoyed using. It's kind of it's not a coral. It's kind of I don't know what the actual color is. It's not an orange. It looks a little more orange on camera, but it's really pretty. And then there's a nice yellow. There's kind of a more fluorescent sort of yellow, bright, bright, bright yellow. And then there's this little bit warmer yellow. And I'm trying to be a little more organized in my swatching on the second go round. Again, I just had to get into them and start playing with them. Okay, and then I'm trying to keep the tips. The other one was a little bit of a mess, and this one I'm trying to keep a little messier, a little straighter. Okay, so that's a darker orange, and then we've got a red here, and I'm just trying to keep them grouped together. But these are a lot of fun, very, very juicy. I thought they were very juicy and had a lot of ink in the barrel, and so I'm looking forward to using these a lot in the future. Okay, and there's a little bit of a lighter pink that has some purple tones in it a little bit. Very pretty. And then this one is a richer pink. All right. And then there are just a few more. There is a kind of a brown one as well. But I did end up having some favorites for sure. And that first one that I swatched was one of my favorites. I used it a good bit in my products. All right. And this one is the lightest for sure. and a good neutral that you could use for different things. And then here is the last one. So you can see you get a nice variety of them. And again, lots, and my markers just keep rolling around. I don't know why my table is level, but for some reason they just are running away. So those are the two packs of them, the cool on the right and the warm on the left. And then I'm going to show you some of the samples that I made. Okay. So I had, again, a lot of fun, and I'm just holding up a little closer so you can see, since my camera was kind of far out. But if you're looking for some good markers, and these are acrylic, so you can do a lot of things with them. All right, and just get those back in the package, keeping them together because I will use these in the future. And so I did... I stamped, this is that stamp set I was referencing, the sentiments, and then I just colored them with one of the markers. So there's really nice and opaque. And then this one, I die cut some adhesive paper that's coming out. This is the yellow piece of it. And then I took my marker and just made dots on it to add that. And then this one, I just colored, I needed a bag, and so I just wrote Happy Birthday Friend with the different markers and added some ribbon. I'll add some tissue paper, and then I have a gift. And then this one I picked up at my dollar store, and I just took the paper behind it to give as a gift and just wrote a little note. You could make a little personal note on there, and it says class of 2025. And then that one I thought would be fun to give as a gift to someone. And then I also picked these up at the dollar store. They had these fun tags that I thought I would color and I could add to a gift, like a summer gift. If you had children, when my children were young, I'm just talking with my hands, but when my children were young, I'd make a little sand bucket for them and put some toys in for summer. That's something I would do with that tag set. But just fun ways to do it. This one I took the pennant stencil that is in one of the sets, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, in this release, and I just used that with my markers. This one I cut some adhesive paper that's coming out, and then I just decorated each of those hearts and added a sentiment from the card sentiments that are going to be available. This one I kept very simple. I had a tag, ran the marker around the side of it, and then wrote congrats. It's gift giving season with graduation and things. And then this one I had fun with. I stamped this onto a wooden little ornament and then colored that in. You could add that to a gift, a summer gift or a summer birthday. So I thought that was a lot of fun too. So be sure to check out Diamond Press. I've got all the links in the description. Thanks for shopping with me. If you use my links, I get a little commission from hsn.com, and I always appreciate that because I put that back into my channel to provide more programming for you. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. Thanks so much for watching, and happy crafting.